Siona God, hello all. Oshisahiya, good evening and Wado. Thank you for watching. This is day 34 of reading Lone Wolf Alpha Squad copy over by James Rink. And these are his experiences. It's as if someone ripped a piece of her heart out. I made her feel angry. She doesn't recognize me as her child. The energies clash and this is how it literally is written. The energies clash and she start to act to me in a hostile way. The original clone boy was more connected to my mother. He trusted her as a mother, and he let that negative mantis hook up to him to drain him too. MUNE-E is the next subject. MUNE-E. The original digital copy clone was then taken to the moon and raised in an orphanage. He is living with a group of slave kids being raised a certain way to make him feel as if he a reptilian, as they are the ones who take care of him now. The kids defend the reptilians as if they are their own family, suffering from Stockholm Syndrome. They also put spider DNA in him too, which gives him some abilities such as being able to walk on walls. His new surrogate mother is a green-colored reptilian. You know what? In Men in Black, the dude that Will Smith chased as a popo before he was recruited or whatever, he chased down, I think he said it was an encephalopod, I'm not really sure, but anyway, but he was freaking out because it had like two sets of eyelids, regular than the other way, and I believe his pupil were different too, but he scaled walls and stuff, the guy did. His new surrogate mother is a green-colored reptilian woman dressed in an ugly-looking dark brown dress, which looks dated to the 15th century. On top of that, she is wearing a white apron. I think this is the queen who would come from time to time to make sure things are in order. My digital copy was being handled by a male reptilian with name of Muni. He looks brown with green scales. He is 8 foot tall, and his job is to train my digital copy to become a super soldier. He appears to be part of some lower reptilian slave caste, CASTE. Nearby, there are 4 cages with 50 kids, each being trained to become super soldiers. I am located in pod number 4. There are boys and girls here, but most of them are brown and black kids. Some of these kids are from other planets, some kind of Zulu tribe planet. The ones who fail the training are eaten or harvested from adrenochrome. Oh my gosh, that's literally what I was thinking about the other day when I was reading about that in here. I'm going to read that again. So it says the ones who fail the training are eaten or harvested for adrenochrome. My digital copy is here. All of us in this pod are named after the pod leader, Muni, M-U-N-E-E. When I graduate, I am eventually given a number because he does not really have a name at this point to keep things simple. I will refer to him as digital clone copy from now on. From now on is what it's supposed to say. My digital clone can shape-shift back and forth from a 6-year-old body into the body of a huge super soldier. His super soldier form can vary with different guns. Some can look like a phaser or machine gun rounds or lasers, which come out in 3 directions. These weapons pop out of his body from an implant located in the cerebral cortex. They use programmable matter to make these devices, which is camouflaged and controlled by implants linked to my arm. The weapons can vary based on thought. We listen into the conversations of the reptilian mother queen. She summons the 4 reptilians, each of which are in charge of one of the pods. In quotes, it says Laresh, L-A-R-E-S-H, Zark, Z-A-R-K, come here, Maldoc, Muni, end quotes. Oh, my nose is itching. We've been outside. Anyway, the kids believe her to be their mother. They listen to her as a teacher mother figure and feel like she is. Everyone here feels like they are reptilians. It's similar to how if you grew up with a bilingual family, you all feel connected. I telepathically message my brother, in quotes, digital clone, this is your clone brother. Do you remember where you were born? In quotes. I don't remember. I was born here. And that was in quotations. Looking into his head, it looks like the nanotech is creating a neural damper field blocking his memories. Digital clone, do you remember your Earth mom? And that was in quotes. And then in quotes again, no, we were all born from reptilian eggs. Whoa. He feels dizzy now and his hands are getting cold. His programming is kicking in. He is forced to eat some yellow gel in a chemical solution implanted in the food to keep all the nano and femtotech, F-E-M-T-O-T-E-C-H, in place, and it also helps develop their abilities. These kids are a superhuman race. They are being given DNA injections, causing scales to grow over their once human looking face. The kids are wearing ugly dark brown shirts and gray pants or brown dresses. There's a movie with, oh my gosh. Oh, jeepers. It was about, okay, so like the guy, he's a pilot, he lands on Mars, crashes on Mars, and there is like a reptilian guy there. It's back like in the 80s or something, I can't remember, and I feel like Kurt Russell played the pilot. But anyways, it just reminds me of what he's describing. And the guy was pregnant because I think, I don't think there's any females on the planet, and they're asexual or whatever it is, like where you can, and the name escapes me, I'm trying to hurry up. Where you don't, like, it's like seahorses or snails or whatever, you actually don't need another one to reproduce. You can just do it with, like, by yourself. Anyway, let's see. It looks like the old clothes from 1960s. There are some girls in this group too, but everyone is wearing old looking clothes, like watching the movie from The Wizard of Oz. This Orion group is also using their DNA to make reptilian human hybrid eggs, which take about 3 months to incubate and hatch in an oval room underground. The human children are expected to play with the hatchlings. They play hide and seek and catch games. The hatchlings would attack the human kids and kill them, and then the children would be regenerated. They would also scratch each other. The hatchlings are super aggressive, and the human kids are just trying to survive. Man, there is no place to hide, and everyone expects something to jump at you at any moment. To avoid the trauma, my digital clone tries to, okay, it's written like this. Digital clone tries to dissociate and leave his physical body, but if he is caught, he is tortured, killed, and regenerated. If you don't cooperate, we won't revive you, they tell him. The kids can be seen walking in a tunnel with their wrists tied up and all together. They are wearing some kind of nano bracelet attached to chains. They are taken to a place and put onto hooks on the walls, and I'm not really sure why this says this, but it says N7OT. That typo has not been in here yet. Weird. So you would think that it was it and not given food. But what's N7OT? I don't know. Given food or whatever for a long time. The Draco split us up to conduct an experiment to see who would be a better super soldier. I would be allowed to develop on planet Earth to be groomed as a super soldier expected to join the US Army when I came of age, and my digital copy would be raised like a reptilian. Back then, the US Army was in bed with the Draco, but now it appears the Alliance has taken the US Army over, so this negative timeline never materialized for me. In my civilian life as a child, the Mantis would continue overshadowing my mother and would continue to abuse me, draining me of my energy. The Draco would also abduct me and inject me with a yellow goo into my body, which would grow into a spider web net connected to my neurons to try to short circuit my own intuition. Instead of getting normal messages from my higher self, it would be messages the Draco wanted me to hear. The nanobot toxins released in my, from my body would create bloating and autoimmunity problems throughout my life. The Draco would also use the plug on the back of my neck to drain my life force energy like a battery to keep me weak and sick most of my life. During my sleep, I would astral travel to learn new ways to sabotage their plans. It was decided the best way was to sabotage my voice so I could not function as a young adult and hence not join the army. The plan worked so well, the Draco had placed me into Project Abandonment. At that point, they decided I was not worth the effort and chose not to upgrade and adjust my implants anymore. So when I hit puberty, they stunted my height to keep me at 5'1" and at least until I was 25, and then I started to disconnect and go through puberty again. In 2016, my mother died from breast cancer. She was about to wake up and resist the Mantis overshadowing her, but the Mantis took her out. They took her soul to some huge dark metal gray ship. Her energy body was trapped in one of the 5 labs on the ship. She is yelling at them to stop what they are doing. There is a big green colored grasshopper mantis with red eyes looking at her. He has a round spherical computer with strange symbols on it. He touches it and pulls up my mom's file. He takes it out of the computer in the form of a piece of paper with a contract on it and gives it to her and tells her to sign. surrogate mom had an andromedian soul. In it doesn't look like Andromedan. It's Andromedean. I thought Andromedan had Dan, but anyway, soul in her past life. There she was priestess of sort, but not of the religious type. She likes to work with energies. She got folded into some program with the mantis when the mantis came asking for help. Now that she is not in her cyborg body anymore, being drained by the mantis, she is a very warm, loving being. She is wearing a dark blue dress with golden stripes with 4-point stars on it. So that's her. This is my surrogate mother. And then surrogate mother to Muni. Surrogate mothers burn their new contract and she goes into a portal. She takes a whole spaceship into the portal with her and bring these mantises back to the AI reality where they come from. She says hi to me and says I wasn't myself when I was alive. It's as if her mind as turned off and the clone of her was taken over by AI technology. They would put all sorts of metallized implants into her. She is aware she had multiple cloned sons. She calls us twins. She tells me she knows how to help my digital clone copy on the moon. She can do anything now and they can't stop her. She zooms right to the moon. She is standing by digital clone. The cotton candy nanotech web is now melting in his head. She can hold his head in a way to wake him up from the sleep. She also does it to the other children at the same time. The reptilians are distracted and not paying attention to what is going on. The reptilian queen thinks she is talking to the children, but it's really a projection. Surrogate mother encapsulates the children with a star with a tail with a blue light and zooms through space and go to different locations to take them back to where they came from. They are now on different planets. She has a map in her hands and all the stars look like souls. She tells me I am ready to I'm already connected to all of them. I just need the right energy, vibration before people can see you. Altogether, you're a big constellation. She travels back to Andromeda to check on her family there. She was extracted from her family too and wants to go home. The reptilian queen is furious that the children have escaped and executes Muni the reptilian. Thank you, Colin, Christy, Kimberly, and Oksana for your help with remote viewing Project Surrogate. System records. The following information came from a classified DoD database, Umbra, UMBRA-8, which means it's 8 levels above top secret. Normally, it's illegal to share information which is classified, top secret, or higher, but since I have never signed a legal contract with them, I am not breaking any laws by sharing this information with you. In quotes, I checked earlier before I left work and James Rink is in the system. His name came up as a modification candidate for Project Bleak, B-L-E-A-K, Project Abandon, and Project Equalize. These are all minor umbrella projects for super soldier modifications. These were later programs that took place in the late 90s and early 2000s. He was a short subject, meaning he was only used for several months. He was genetically modified, his program failed in 2008, and he was released from the system. There was only 1 page of information on him and no other connected documents, so yes, he is in the system, but I do not think he is active anymore. Since this is only Umbra 8, it's not the last word on this, meaning I am most likely still being used, but under different project names. Here is some more information about what these projects are about. Bleak, 1992 to 1999. Project carried over from a project in the 1970s. This project dealt with recruiting young males, in parentheses, older than the average operative, late teens, early 20s, close parentheses, and monitoring to see if certain trigger objects or words could be used under certain social situations. This was an MK Seed project. Abandoned, 1996 to 2002. This project dealt with taking super soldier candidates who were found to be physically or mentally incompetent for the project and doing DNA modification and injections, in parentheses, later nano injections, close parentheses, on the candidate in order to see if the individuals were quote unquote correctable. If these candidates improved mentally and or physically, then they would be moved on to super soldier alignment projects and begin trip seeding and alteration standards. So I'll end it there. Don't go, Hank. Okay, you mean a good job. Okay, to me again. Love you, mean it.